Welcome to the CruiseCareer Pro podcast, the show that gives you the unfiltered truth about building a real career in the cruise industry. I am your host, Wolfgang Uranic. I spent nearly 4 decades inside this industry as executive officer and food and beverage director on major cruise lines including Princess, Celebrity, and Royal Caribbean, and as a senior director at Micros Fidelio, now part of Oracle, where I helped build the software that runs cruise ship operations worldwide. I have been on both sides of this world, shipboard and corporate, and I know exactly what it takes to succeed at sea. This podcast exists to give you the honest picture that nobody else is sharing. Today, we are cutting through the glossy social media posts to talk about what life on a cruise ship actually looks like, so you can decide for yourself if you have really got what it takes to thrive. Let's get into it. Contracts run 4 to 9 months, followed by a period of leave, usually 1 to 3 months, before you sign on again. And while maritime law under the MLC regulates working hours at around 10 per day on average, it is rarely a standard 9 to 5. Expect split shifts. You work, take a break, then jump right back in. Some days are lighter. Some days you will wonder where the time went. And port days? Those are a bonus. Definitely not a guarantee. In busy operational periods, especially turnaround days when the entire ship changes guests, you may not see the dock at all. Think of it like a marathon made entirely of scattered sprints. The question is not whether the pace is demanding. It is whether you have the kind of endurance and mental discipline to stay consistent over months, not days, because you are working long hours in a demanding environment where you rest becomes critically important. And this is where a serious mindset shift is required. Crew cabins are small, very small. Most crew share a cabin with at least one other person. Bunk beds, a small wardrobe, a bathroom, and not much else. Do not picture a cozy apartment. Do not even picture a budget hotel room. Think of it as a charging station for your body, a place to sleep and recover, not a place to live. Your life happens outside that cabin, in the crew areas, the mess, the ports when you get them. As you move up the ranks, the situation improves. Senior officers typically have single occupancy cabins, but for most people starting out, shared accommodation is the reality. The crew members who handle this well are the ones who stop thinking of it as a sacrifice and start treating it as a feature of the lifestyle. Now here is something that does not get talked about enough. You are not just working with these people, you are living with them. Your colleagues are your neighbors, your dining companions, and for the duration of the contract, your primary social world. The crew community on most ships is genuinely one of the most diverse environments you will ever be part of. People from the Philippines, Eastern Europe, Latin America, India, and everywhere in between. Friendships form fast and run deep, but so do conflicts when they happen, and there is nowhere to go. Internet access has improved in recent years, but it is still limited and can be expensive. Staying connected with home requires planning and managing expectations on both sides. Can you handle your coworkers being your roommates and your only social outlet for months at a stretch? That is not a rhetorical question. It is something worth sitting with before you apply, because the payoff is real. With pooled gratuities on top of your base salary and near zero living expenses for the entire duration of your contract, cruise ship work offers a genuine opportunity to save money at a rate that most land-based jobs simply cannot match. Many crew members finish a single contract with more savings than they would accumulate in a full year ashore. Add to that the professional development, the pace, the scale, the exposure to international operations, and the career progression that comes from performing well in one of the most demanding hospitality environments in the world. Thriving at sea means trading personal space and a traditional schedule for fast-track savings, accelerated career growth, and the closest-knit global community you will ever be part of. The question was never whether the lifestyle is demanding. It is whether you are the kind of person who thrives because of that, not in spite of it. That is it for today's episode of the CruiseCareer Pro podcast. Want your CV personally reviewed before you apply? I am doing it free of charge. Reach out on LinkedIn or email me at hello@cruise-career-pro.com. Links are in the show notes. Subscribe now so you never miss an episode. I am Wolfgang Juranic. See you on board.